Ganesha is a giver of wisdom. He's a giver of wisdom. Means just wisdom becomes a dharma, becomes a part and parcel of your being. You become just wise. Now somebody may ask, Mother, how to become wise? It's very difficult to say. How to become wise? It is just that it happens that you become wise. So though he's a child, he's so matured, he's so wise, and he is not only that, but he emits wisdom. And this wisdom is an innate quality of anyone who is a surgeon. Because in him also Sri Ganesha has been awakened. So he becomes a wise person, very wise. And with wisdom, what does he achieve? He achieves a balance, a proper ascent, and also he understands that this ascent is for his benevolence, for the benevolence of his country, benevolence of the whole world. He understands the importance of Sahaja. Without this wisdom, one cannot understand. And this wisdom is within us, just absolutely innately built in. Only thing is, we have to use the storehouse of this wisdom that is within us. In that wisdom, you throw away whatever is wrong. So, what a great work this Ganesha has to do within ourselves. This manifestation of Ganesha within us is very important, I think. Not that it is only the basis, but also the foundation stone of spiritual life is Sri Ganesha. Once you have changed within, then you have full idea as to what is expected of others, and what they should do, what you are doing, and how to deal with them, and how to talk to them, how to tell them, how far to go with them. Everything, all this comes through wisdom. In Sahaja Yoga, as you know, you are very capable people, you have achieved a lot, you know everything, you know all about chakras, you know practically everything. I don't have to tell you anything. Despite all that, one should have also the wisdom how to deal with others, how to talk to others, how to behave towards others, how not to control anyone, not to say something that will be rather harsh or hurting. Because if you are trying to spread Sahaja Yoga, this is the only way we can go forward, is to look after everyone with great compassion. Now, we might think that wisdom is there with us, and we know how to do so many things with our wisdom, and now we are absolutely wise. I agree with Sahaja Yogis. Now they have become really very, very wise, and they know how to use their wisdom. But still, faith in themselves has to be really on a nirvikalpa state. That is only possible also Sri Ganesha, because he is in nirvikalpa. So in wisdom, you don't have to think, argue. I've seen many people who say, Mother, you see, we were thinking, then we had vibrations, we didn't know what to do, this, that, how to do, how to correct, how to work it out. Now, I must say, this is a state. It is not a state to be achieved, but it's a state. Means you are there. It has to be innately built in yourself, this state of wisdom. But you can also work it out by just concentrating on yourself and trying to find out what's the matter with me, what happens, why is it I am like this. The introspection can help you a lot to be extremely wise. But easier method is to worship the principle of innocence within yourself. So the first thing is live in the present. The wisdom is in living in the present. Present, we are here. So forget the past. Now, if I say forget the past, one may say how to do it, how to forget the past. Again, I would say meditation is the only way You give up your left and you give up your right, and you are just standing in the center, enjoying the wisdom, enjoying the joy of your being. So, this wisdom is to live in the present. This is a very good practice. One has to practice wisdom through living in the present. That's how you can really establish yourself. In wisdom itself means the wisdom acts by itself. It's a power. Wisdom is a very big power. If you are a wise person, it's a power. It can combat any kind of ignorance, any kind of attacks, any kind of stupidity. It's such a tremendous power that God has given us that we are wise. And this wisdom we should try to really to develop it and mature it properly within ourselves. So today's Sri Ganesha's pujan is there. While we should ask for wisdom, and for that we have to be in the present. Every way we should be in the present.
Now, all these qualities described of the Devi are left sided, are in the brain. Memory, Smriti Rupena Samstita, other things also, whatever are described, are in the brain. And then the bhakti reaches the state. It just neutralizes everything. All the problems of the brain are neutralized. And you become a wise person. So the greatest boon of the Devi is to give you wisdom. You can call it awareness, you can call it anything. There's a kind of a wisdom by which you become absolutely a divine personality. That wisdom you must teach through your bhakti. It should not be blind, but it should be wise bhakti, wise with wisdom. Only possible through Sahaja, I think. Otherwise, whatever bhakti people do like mad, that cannot be bhakti. So many complaints come to me about Sahajogis. I am surprised. Why? Why are they doing like that? I would say still they have not reached the state of bhakti. We get into diseases and all kinds of, we are trapped into all kinds of things. It is because we don't have bhakti. In the bhakti, you have to depend on the wisdom of the mother, wisdom of the Shakti, that she looks after you, she finds you out the way, and she will help you. Now, first test your wisdom. You must test your wisdom. If I am doing this, is it wise? Is it good? Why I am doing it? First test your wisdom. Then you will find out that many things you do which are wrong, which should not have been done. But first your wisdom must develop, and you must see that your wisdom works and helps. If you cannot find out what is good and what is bad, if that means the wisdom is lacking. If you cannot find out what should you do, then the wisdom is lacking. But if you have the wisdom, then you will immediately know that this is wrong. And the wisdom is the thing which really is not just assumption that I am very wise and all that, but it asserts, it works out, and it shows what is good and what is bad. Wisdom is the sign of a person who is really a realized soul of a very high level. If you don't have wisdom, whatever you may do, you might feel satisfied about it. But the wisdom part is very, very important. That is the most governing part within us. And as you know, Ganesha is the giver of wisdom. That's why Ganesha must be worshipped. With the proper upbringing, with Sri Ganesha is established, who is nothing but the giver of wisdom. And this wisdom is innate. You don't have to judge it. It's innate within us, grown up, just like any other qualities in us. It takes time with some people. It takes time, no doubt. But once it comes in, such a person becomes quiet, simple, and absolutely truthful. He knows about him. And this is the thing one should develop is how far am I wise? He is not worried about his financial side or emotional side, nothing. What he is worried, have I been a wise person? That is the first sign of the blessings of God. The one who has blessings of divine is a wise person. He is very wise, and his wisdom is shown by his silence. We have developed this wisdom within us through what? Through our meditation, through our understanding bhakti and shraddha. So it's very important to understand the value of bhakti within us. You cannot superficially touch it. Those who are superficial will never get it. Wisdom only comes through understanding what is wisdom is. So the Sahajogi is the one who has to have that wisdom. Why I am doing this? What is the need to do it? They don't have to ask any questions. They just don't do wrong things. They just don't do wrong things. They are always on the right path. That is the sign of a Sahajogi, I believe, and which is the blessing of the goddess. If there is the power of the goddess working in you, you will have the wisdom to work it out. For a person who is standing in his wisdom, is the sage as they call him, is the saint as they call it. But this can be, every Sahajogi could be a saint, could be a sage. Every Sahajogi could be that. But if you lose your wisdom, then you are no good. So I have to tell you one thing, it's your wisdom which will save you. Your wisdom will unconsciously help you. There are many incidents people have told me, Mother, how we were saved, how we were brought to the brink of death and then how we are just alive. It is because the divine needs you. Divine doesn't want you to die or to finish off. It needs you very much. It has to do its work, and you are the instrument of that divine. If you have wisdom, you are the best instrument for the divine to work it out. You should try to find out, are you wise enough? Are you wise or are you not? It's very difficult for every human being to find out whether you are right or wrong, because you see the effects of this wisdom all around. So the bhakti and shraddha to the goddess definitely gives you wisdom. We have had some people in India who did lots of bhakti, so-called, and showed lots of shraddha, but they were not. They were not. Just they were talking about it or doing all kinds of things about it, but they were not. So wisdom is something, a very innate quality, very innate. It's not superficial. You cannot just say that this person is wise or not. It shows that just like a power, it's a power of understanding and is supported by the power of the goddess. So she is the giver of wisdom. This is the biggest quality of the goddess, that she is the giver of wisdom. And wisdom comes as a part of the evolutionary process. Now she's brought about all the evolution so far, and to go further, she is going to make you a very wise person. First of all, you must follow only thing that is real, not unreal things. For that also again you need wisdom. I think for that you need wisdom very much more. And that is something, whether you have the wisdom first or you have the blessings of the mother, it's between the two. So I have to tell you one thing, that before you people start spreading Sahaja Yoga, please judge yourself. Just see if you are wise enough. Also see for yourself if you have the blessings of the mother. Only the wise are the, I should say, are the people who know whether they have the mother's blessings or not. For that, we have so many ways of understanding. First and foremost thing is meditation and feeling your vibrations on the photograph and facing yourself clearly. If you are a realized soul, are you really a good realized soul or not? Are you deep or not? Are your vibrations working out or not? If you can see that, then you will realize that greater than all ambitions, the greatest is to become a devoted, wise personality. But on the whole, what I feel is you can support me very much. You can support my work very much if you have that wisdom. And the wisdom is to judge yourself. How many people you love, how you talk to them, what do you want out of them, all this should come. Judge yourself, introspection. Through introspection, you can see it. So, for a Sahaja Yogi, is important is introspection. Second one is meditation. And third one is to take vibrations. It's very important.
So the first thing is that if you want your Guru Pad, you have to be innocent. Innocent is a very vague term, very vague, and difficult to really understand what is innocent. But what is the nature of innocence that we can understand from Sri Ganesha's image. First of all, he is endowed with wisdom. And he puts wisdom into us. It's a nice thing now in modern times, we have discovered genetics. And genetics determine our behavior and our races. It is he who puts genetics in us. He selects and puts it within us, our genetics. And when he puts wisdom in us, then we are wise. There is definitely a genetic of wisdom, which is lacking, as we can see very clearly in many races. They have no wisdom. They do things without wisdom. They do things just for their destruction, destroying their society. They may call themselves the highest society, highest races, whatever it is. You may brand yourself with anything, but you can see from their behavior that they have no wisdom at all. So he is the one who puts that wisdom in us. In some people who are not yet evolved, certain races are not yet evolved to that extent, this wisdom is lacking. Apart from that, this wisdom gives us the sense of freedom. So we keep aloof from all kinds of intoxicant, all kinds of bad habits. We don't like to look at nudity. It can never become lifestyle of people who have wisdom. Never. We don't indulge into extramarital nonsense. Whatever is absolutely in the center, which is dharmic, we accept. So we can see that the seed of wisdom put into us makes us dharmic people when we grow, automatically. We are automatically dharmic. This wisdom comes to you through Sri Ganesh. In short, he makes you absolutely ready for self-realization. So this wisdom is innate. Just happens that when the Kundalini out is rising, he becomes manifesting in us. I should say, he makes us like a child. And that's what Christ has said, that you have to be like children if you have to enter into the kingdom of God. You become the child. That time you become a child. And with the Kundalini rising, that wisdom then comes into your brain. Because he's sitting on the Kundalini itself, he's the power in the Kundalini. He gives wisdom in the brain. Once you get that wisdom, you drop out all bad habits, all your attachments which are wrong, all adharmic things that you do, everything drops out. He changes, your genetics are changed. The genetics of Sajogis are all of them will be the same, about the same, I would say. And the genetics of other people would be different. A child who has wisdom is extremely cautious. He understands the importance of his life. He respects his parents, he respects everything. Automatically, you don't have to tell them. Automatically, they know what is dharma is. You don't have to tell them. That wisdom, this great deity of Ganesha, he took his form as Jesus Christ. And you all accepted him as the Lord, which is true also. But because your Ganesh principle was not so much developed in these Western countries, people took to stupid things. As soon as you get wisdom, you understand holiness and auspiciousness. So this wisdom part is so important, and that's what we should ask Ganesha to make us like children. Children have basically wisdom, but not all the children. This is the thing is that children in which Sri Ganesha has activated, has put this genetic of wisdom, it is there. This is one of the greatest things we have to think about. Is it wise? It is sane. It's not to be logical. Logically, if you believe in something, then you can go wrong because there's no strength from within. But innately, if it becomes that, you won't do it at any cost. For today, as it is, we had to delay, and I've tried to give you some points about Sri Ganesh. I think even if you give me 100 lectures, I cannot finish it. It's so great. It's like an ocean to me. So I hope you will understand the essential, fundamental principles of Sri Ganesha. And what is innocence is. First is wisdom. May God bless you.